Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I knew Antonio Brown going to the Raiders was a dicey move for the organization, but I never dreamed it could be this much of a dumpster fire. A fire so prominent that it can only be suppressed by the projectile vomiting of real angels sent from Jesus himself, Perna. Holy shit, AB. Today, Adam Schefter started a different kind of fire by tweeting that the Raiders are planning on suspending Antonio Brown after he and Mike Mayock got into a heated exchange on Wednesday. Heated exchange, you say? Heated exchange? Of course it's a heated exchange. Antonio Brown has no chill, can't chill, and the last time he tried to chill in a cryo chamber, he nearly froze his fucking feet off. As a Broncos fan, I do support this suspension if it happens. Hell yes, I do. Week 1, Broncos versus Raiders. Monday Night Football just got a lot less interesting for everyone in the NFL unless Antonio Brown does end up playing. Then it's the most interesting game of the week. Will a suspension really happen? Could the Raiders actually cut AB? Today on That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do football videos here. Comedy plus football. Some say bad comedy, some say good comedy, but always it's about football. This episode, though, is sponsored by MyBookie. For all of your sports betting needs this season, check out MyBookie. Use my promo code ThatsGood, and they will double your first deposit up to $1,000. Football season is here, so if you're into making games interesting, do it at one of the world's leading sports betting providers. MyBookie has live in-game betting on every NFL game. They've got the most rewarding player perks in the business, and for you fantasy guys out there, you can even bet on the over-under for how many fantasy points a player will score each game. Might want to keep an eye out on Antonio Brown. Again, use my link in the description or my promo code ThatsGood when creating your account at MyBookie to double your first deposit. Let's cut to the shit. I don't know if the Raiders will actually suspend Antonio Brown, and they haven't made a decision as of yet. Adam Schefter's tweet stated they plan to suspend him, then Pro Football Talk tweeted the word plan indicates that they have not yet suspended him, and this is the final warning just to scare AB straight. I feel like we're at a point, though, where we know you can't scare AB. In order to be scared, you first have to have a grip on reality, which Brown does not. Yesterday, as I mentioned in my last video, Brown posted a picture of his fine letter from the Raiders on Instagram. Was that stupid? Yes. Was Antonio Brown's caption even worse? Yes. Was this the thing that led to the verbal wrestling match between Mike Mayock and Antonio Brown? Yes. AB is like a fake villain invented by the WWE. That's how fucking ridiculous he is. He can't get out of his own way. He can't just accept being great at what he does. He has to shit on everyone around him. And it's causing problems. The altercation between Brown and Mayock was a very public one on the Raiders practice field, and supposedly Raiders players had to break it up. Now, this story changed several times over the course of an hour. It went from the two getting physical to a screaming match to just a staring contest. Things that appeared to really happen, though, were a yelling altercation, AB threatening to punch Mike Mayock in his very punchable face. Even if you like Mayock, he has a punchable face. To players restraining Antonio Brown as he yelled crazy things and then punted a football. Now, the real kicker, guess who was the player that was holding Antonio Brown back? Vontaze Burfict. Burfict keeping the peace is like Mr. Rogers starting World War III. When Richie Incognito and Vontaze Burfict are the voices of reason, you may, in fact, be inside a carnival funhouse. Even O.J. Simpson is out there asking AB to chill.
Look, man, play ball. Cash them big-ass checks that you're getting and move on, man. Stop with all of this drama.
This is the most insane start to any football season ever, okay? If OJ has his temper under better control than you, never mind. I can't. I hate the Raiders, but I feel a little bad for Raiders fans right now. I saw someone in the NFL Reddit post something about a month ago that said Antonio Brown hasn't been the same since Vontaze Burfict concussed him in the playoffs. I think I mentioned that. I'm starting to believe it. Maybe Burfict feels bad and is now acting as AB's caretaker to make up for the CTE he gave him. Not a joke. I think he may have actual brain damage, which is definitely not funny. I really don't know how else you explain any of this. I don't. Antonio Brown has $30 million guaranteed in his contract, which we learn now the Raiders could void if they prove his conduct is detrimental to the team. Could you imagine being so fucking clueless that you'd risk losing $30 million just so you could make a point nobody agrees with on social media? I imagine the contract talks with the Raiders and the Browns was like, so AB, all you have to do to make the guaranteed $30 million is do the thing you do best, my friend. Do the thing you've done for 9 straight seasons in the league. Show up to practice, play on Sundays. Do you understand that, Antonio? Can you do that, Antonio? And then AB was like,
And then
the Raiders were like, we'll take that as a yes. We're the Raiders. We are Antonio Brown. If Antonio Brown were a football team. Match made in heaven. Has anyone ever been so eager to try and piss away $30 million? Maybe the last Blockbuster and Circuit City investors. I don't know. I would tweet positive Patriots propaganda for the rest of my life to keep $30 million in my pocket. And maybe this threat is what Antonio Brown needs to actually play. Now, Ben Albright on Twitter suggested that Mike Mayock may have never wanted Antonio Brown on the roster. Seems like that is true, the way those two are butting heads. Jon Gruden brought in Mike Mayock, though, because they were going to be on the same page. Maybe this is the only thing they're not on the same page about, but it's a pretty fucking massive thing to not be on the same page about. Even if this works out, okay? This blew up in their faces and is something that is going to be tricky to navigate for the organization. The best part, though, is now people are bringing up the fact that Mike Mayock also has a strong personality. I heard Mike Silver say it on the NFL Network, then Adam Schefter tweeted it. You know what strong personality is code for? Ego-fueled asshole. Mayock, ego. Gruden, ego. Antonio Brown, ego. Derek Carr, submissive. That's why Carr actually works so well in Oakland right now. I can't even imagine how good Steelers fans are feeling today. Mike Tomlin is being vindicated for managing this insanity as well as he did. People forget, Mike Tomlin has a degree in keeping it fucking real. Antonio Brown is always tweeting about not letting the hate bother him, but it clearly does. The problem is, the hate is coming from the shit he says and does. He's inviting all of the criticism. Within the last year, it's been the furniture lawsuit where he nearly killed a toddler, the 100+ mile-an-hour speeding ticket, the Big Ben feud, the yellow mustache, which may have been the worst offense of all, the helmet shit, the lawsuit from a chef who claims AB owes him 40 grand, missing practice, social media gaffes, a non-stop stream of crap from Brown. And because his recent history, he's lost the support of everyone. Shannon Sharpe, king of defending NFL players, called AB a clown 3 times in one tweet. He indicates that the fans are at fault for not being able to look away from the clown. But damn, the Raiders probably wish they had kept Keelan Doss right now. Because at this point, their wide receiving core is Tyrell Williams, 53-year-old Hunter Renfrow, J.J. Nelson, Ryan Grant, and Dwayne Harris. Pound for pound, that's probably the worst in the league. Unless Hunter Renfrow plays with the vigor of a much younger man like Wes Welker or Wayne Charbet. Of course, the Raiders are probably regretting the whole Antonio Brown trade in general. They owe him $30 million guaranteed, and their first potential out with his contract is 2 years from now. Or today, if his conduct is indeed detrimental. Right now, though, we just wait. Antonio Brown did not show up for practice. And Mike Mayock gave us nothing in his press conference. It lasted 15 seconds, just like AB's career in Oakland.
Antonio Brown's not in the building today. He won't be practicing. I don't have any more information for you right now. And when I have some and it becomes appropriate, you guys all get it, I promise you. But that's it for today. Thank you.
I can't even keep up with every update about this Antonio Brown shit. I saw another tweet that said the league, the NFL, could suspend Antonio Brown because of his threat against Mike Mayock. If he said he was going to punch him in the face, the NFL could suspend Antonio Brown. Woo! To recap, AB might play Sunday. AB might be suspended Sunday. Or AB may never play again for the Raiders. I will be back as soon as we know more, and usually I say I hope this works out for everyone involved. Not for this. Not for this. I hope this continues to blow up in the Raiders' face like the GD Hindenburg. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Come back for NFL updates as they happen, especially the big ones like this. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @BrandonPerna. If you want to follow me there, make sure you follow my writing partner @Wilkie6 on Twitter. It's how I pay him. Twitter followers.